This is We Are News Free Dixie for the 21st century. See how it works? Somewhere. Can you dig it?
And so just want you to know. Man, I looked at that smile on your face just now. And the first time I ever wished I was a photographer to take that picture and let the world see that honesty and that integrity. And know some of the things I know, how you drive all over the country to chase us down. Chase us down. Okay? We move so fast. I don't know if you're married, I don't know if you're a family, I don't know if you're a wife. Okay? But when we get on here, we bosom friends. Anytime I see you, I stop whatever I'm doing. Hey, my man, how are you? Hey. Hey, man, well, you know, that's, I owe that to you. It's an obligation that you have. How old are you?
Oh, 36.
You don't have the right to do what 36 people do. You don't have the right to go to the dance or go to the party. You don't have a right to take that trip to Europe when I might need that plane fare to fly somebody else to feed my people that love me. You feed them. Oh, it's one thing being hungry from food.
Right.
There's another thing being hungry for information.
That's right.
And that's you the feeder. You got to be the farmer. You got to grow the crop. Huh? You got to till the grain. And at nighttime, when you hear something that sounds like water, you got to go see if the crop's going to be flooded. That's your job, man.
Hey, everybody, this is Brother Ron. I am asking you all to do me a big favor. Think about supporting the We All Be movement. Your donation is tax deductible. The We All Be Group Incorporated is a recognized 501c3. And I'm just asking you all because I want to keep on bringing y'all quality work through the way that I know how to do best. And I'm going to sing my praises and toot my horn. A lot of y'all were not hip to Dick Gregory until Brother Ron brought him on the We All Be platform, until that jingle review we did. Y'all seen another side of Judge Joe Brown, and Judge Joe Brown's message has been amplified. But it was We All Be that brought Judge Joe Brown to y'all back in 2014. And so many others. And we covered so many things. So help us out so we can help you all. Peace. Come with me. 2023. What do we have here now? Yes, indeed. What do we have here now, man? This is Brother Ron. This is We All Be. News Free Dixie for the 21st century. That's We All Be. News Free Dixie for the 21st century. I can hope that you can understand the words that's coming out of my mouth. Can you understand the words that are coming out of my mouth, man? There's a lot to talk about here. Hey, Sister Golden Okie Aries girl, what do we have here now? Thank you for tuning out, to tune in, to get in where you fit in Just want to salute everybody for staying alive in 2023. Staying alive is key in 2023. Staying alive is key in 2023. Staying alive is key in 2023. 2023. Okay, yeah. Yeah, can you dig it? Yes, sister Monique, Colombia's finest Hall of Famer. You are a true Hall of Fame, not Columbia. I said Columbia's, I mean Canton Hall of Famer. Sorry, my bad. My bad. I'm thinking about Maryland. I'm thinking about you at the same time. How do you do? Yes. Yes. Thank you, Sister Monique, for taking time out your schedule to join us for this midday. Yes, yes, Golden Okie. Are you from Oklahoma? Okay, okay. Okay, okay, girl. Yeah, Sister Monique, thank you for joining us. Always a pleasure to make your acquaintance. Beautiful, sister. We got a lot to talk about, but I ain't gonna talk about everything in one show. Actually, join us back here on January the 7th. This Saturday, Saturday, we're gonna celebrate the I can't believe this, y'all. This let me get this right. This is the 16th anniversary of me doing this We All Be podcasting thing. It's the 16th anniversary. The first show was on Blog Talk Radio, January the 7th, 2007. So it's 16, sweet 16 for We All Be. That's sweet 16 for We All Be. I can't believe I've been doing this for 16 years. And what is the point, really? Yeah, you all good. You all good. You know, it's warm outside, but I still love some hot chocolate. But that's just me. I love hot chocolate. Thank you, Golden Okie. So you from Oakley? What part of Oklahoma, Miss Sooner? Sooner girl, what part of Oklahoma you from? Appreciate it. Appreciate it for sure. We got a lot to talk about. I think it's weird. It's a weird time to think out loud. You know, we getting punished for thinking out loud now. You know, it's just weird that people think they so free when they choose to be slaves. Ye was right. We choosing to be slaves right now. We refuse to think for ourselves as individuals. You know what's funny? And not in a ha-ha way. Now, this football player, right? This Damar Hamlin, right? I don't know issue with the brother, 24-year-old or 24 years young brother. He's a life path 9 like me. I identify with being a life path 9. Y'all look up y'all life path numbers, and how you get your life path number is by adding up your birth date. Like all the numbers in your birth date. I was born April 23rd, 1980. So I add up, 4 plus 2 plus 3 plus 1 plus 9 plus 8, 0, whatever, equals that number. But you add it up. Like, let's say you get a 36. 3 plus 6 is 9. Meaning I'm a 9. So if you get a 22, it's the sum of your birth date numbers. 2 plus 2 is 4. Okay, so and then you look up life path, and he fixed the description of a life path number 9 because he had that toy drive, right? He started a toy drive over 2 years ago, raised just a couple, not that much money. Then all of a sudden he gets hurt, have a near death, or really he died and came back. He was resurrected like Black Jesus. They resurrected him on the gridiron, now on the crucifix, but on the gridiron, you dig? And he came back like Black Jesus. I think he dreaded out too. So you he's like a savior thing. And all of a sudden, he raised almost $7 million overnight. Literally overnight, his toy fund drive raises over $7 million on GoFundMe, man. America's interested. Like, it's a lot of good people out there. I'm one of those people. I believe there's more good people than bad people. If there was more bad people than good people, then we will be way worse off as humanity. It's weird. Y'all remember back in 2021, this big hoopla about the Tulsa race massacre. You got Okie girl in the house. OKC, Oklahoma. Okay, represent. All right.
Thank you, sis. A lot of sisters, man. Y'all make me feel wanted. Y'all are good women. Thank you, Sister Cheryl, for coming out. Tulsa native. Okay, Okie homie. Bunch of Oklahoma Sooners up in this joint. Okay. Got the Midwest swing with Sister Monique. But you know what's funny, y'all? You know what's funny? I know why I said black media, new black media is no better than old traditional black media. And you got to think about it. I'm in Memphis, right? I've been doing this for 16 years, this podcasting thing, whether it be on Blog Talk Radio, whether it be on YouTube, Facebook Live, whatever, for better or for worse, I've been doing this. Memphis is the birthplace of black talk, black radio. Black radio was born here in Memphis. At WDIA was the first radio station in the country to have a black radio format, a format that was geared towards black people. And that premiered, I want to say, back in October, either October 25th or October 26th of 1948 in Memphis, Tennessee, downtown. And what makes it so interesting, you had people that were DJs, some of the first black radio DJs. They was at Memphis at WDIA. You know, we had a phenomenal history teacher named Nat D. Williams, who taught at Booker T. Washington High School, where Maurice White, Earth, Wind, and Fire went to. He went to Booker T. Washington High School. You know, Maurice White, you know, they always tell me he's from Chicago. Yeah, he is Chicago connected. I believe the drummer, I don't know if that was his brother or not, but he was a relative because he had the last name of White. Just passed away recently. We losing a lot of greats. You know, one of the Pointer Sisters passed away. Tom Bell, amazing songwriter, Delphonics, stylistics, the dramatics, all them. No, I'll always love my mama. All that stuff. Don't be my girl. I'm just drink this water. Dozer up in Motown passed away. Mabel John, the sister of brother Willie John, who taught James Brown how to perform at the Apollo Theater back in the day, who was so great, Little Willie John, that Jackie Wilson did not want to come on after Little Willie John. When Little Willie John performed, he shut it down. Not Little John, not yeah, but yeah. You know, he said, grits ain't groceries, eggs ain't poultry, and Mona Lisa was a man. He was the kid that sung, you got the fever, fever in the morning. Fever. He was on King Records with James Brown, but he taught James Brown how to perform at the Apollo. He was Jackie Wilson, Mr. Excitement Feared, going on behind Little Willie John. Stevie Wonder called himself Little Stevie Wonder in honor of Little Willie John. Matter of fact, I think one of Little Willie John's sons used to go on tour as a backup singer with Stevie Wonder. And we actually did a show about Little Willie John. Great journalist out of Detroit wrote a book about the life of Little Willie John and his mysterious death. Little Willie John died under mysterious circumstances up at Walla Walla, Washington, or in Washington State. I think he had a broken neck. Nobody knows how he got his neck broken. He really should not have been in prison to begin with because he was at a party. He did self-defense, and they just threw the book at him for whatever reason. But you know what's interesting? Jimi Hendrix, Little Willie John, Sam Cooke, Jackie Wilson, James Brown all messed around with this one black woman. I think she was from Georgia. She was before Superhead. You know, Superhead, she's like she was a video vixen before there was a video vixen, but she was the muse of Jimi Hendrix, Little Willie John, Sam Cooke. They loved this black, gorgeous chocolate woman from Georgia. Y'all can Google her up. I'm not gonna. I don't got her name on the. It's not on the tip of my tongue. It's not in my head. But I just thought about that. But the reason I bring up the state of black media, where is the outrage? Where is the commemoration for what happened in Rosewood, Florida, back in January of 1923? Where is the commemoration? Where are the black congressional Black Caucus members doing electric slides and jumping over broomsticks? Why are they in Rosewood? Is anybody down in Rosewood? Are there any survivors of the Rosewood massacre? Now we lucky we had three or two survivors of the Tulsa Race Massacre of 1921, But are there any survivors from Rosewood? Why are there? Where's even John Singleton, the righteous ancestor now? He did a great movie about the Rosewood race massacre, starring Ving Rhames as the black hero. Now we got black hero movies or superhero movies where there's no black man in sight. But Ving Rhames was the hero in the Rosewood movie that John Singleton did. Now, it's Hollywood and the facts kind of got skewed, but that's the impact of John Singleton doing that movie. Rosewood was a well-made movie. Y'all talking about Wakanda, but your reality is Rosewood. Your fantasy is Wakanda, but your reality, black people, is Rosewood. They killed a whole bunch of black people down in Rosewood, dumped their bodies in swamps and mass graves and everything. Now, there's a spot on the map that still exists as Rosewood, but Rosewood as a community, as a thriving black town, does not exist. This happened from January the 1st to January the 7th of 1923. Today is January the 5th of 2023. Where's the mural done by a white dude from Maryland for the Rosewood people? Why Roland Martin? No disrespect to Roland. Roland, why you not broadcasting live from Rosewood? where are all the black people? They're all the black leaders. Where's the parades? Where's the OJs doing the concert? Black folk, we weird. Why nobody ain't talking about Rosewood, man? Why nobody ain't talking about Rosewood? What is going on with us as a people? We all, about a football player. Now, I didn't know how bad it was. Granted, I made a reference to the football player getting hurt on the last show. We were doing something about Gangsta Boo. I'd be all over the place. And people send me things. I'm not, because it's bread and circuses, man. These like the last days of the Roman Empire. Like what they was doing, bread and circuses, gladiator sport. And football so dang soft now. It's ridiculous. If they played football how LT, Lawrence Taylor, them played back then, Tom Brady would not be playing football right now. Ain't no way Tom Brady. This form of football is almost like touch or flag football. But it was unfortunate what happened to the young man. I'll give you that. But it's weird that they canceled the game, that they postponed it, and it was weird. I thought, why? Because, on Monday Night Football on November 18th, 1985, the Redskins quarterback, Joe Theismann, got his leg basically broke in Mortal Kombat finishing style. That in his career. Now, what happened to Damar Hamlin? That is going to end his career. That's career ending. Make no mistake about that. He's not going to be on that football field no more, man. But Joe Theismann got his leg broken and career ended on Monday Night Football, November 8th, almost, about 38 years ago? November 18th will be 38 years in November 18th, 1985 by Lawrence Taylor. Now, Tom Brady was playing on those type of rules. Tom Brady would not be playing the 45. He'll be like Shannon, skip. He'll be tired at 35 if he's lucky. Because, he had his leg messed up after the undefeated season. He got his knee tore up, but different rules, different times, and it's everything. But Rosewood happened, right? And Dr. King said something that stays with me to this day. Two quotes I love about Dr. King, or by Dr. King, said, human salvation lies in the hands of the creatively maladjusted. Then he said, the greatest purveyor of violence on the planet is my own government. The greatest purveyor of violence on the planet is my own government. Something to that effect, right? So, all this outpouring about this football player, right? We trying to fight. Y'all doing marches in D.C. talking about we want reparations. And one black dude gets hurt on the football field, makes everything right with the world when they give all this money to a toy fund drive. When black folks can't pay their electricity bill, you can't afford your rent, you can't afford to eat, you can't afford to breathe, but y'all worry about a football game, a football player who was making money, who chose to play a game. It wasn't slavery. He chose, and I guess we all choose to be slaves. It was a book some years ago called $40 Million Slaves. Troy Vincent, a powerful former player, a powerful executive within the NFL plantation, he compared the NFL draft recently to a slave auction. I'm just tired of all this. Black folks, y'all know we love to be loved by white people. We love to be at the beck and call of white folk. Because if we were really serious about reparations, where are all the foundational Black American people and everybody, the ADOS, everybody talking about what happened 100 years ago in Rosewood. What used to be Rosewood, it's just a name on a damn sign. There's nobody lives there, swampland, whatever, forests and alligators. Why nobody talking about Rosewood right now? We got 7 days. January 5th, we got to the 7th to acknowledge our genocide, our Holocaust. No, he talking about the Jewish people. Look at what the hell Black folks caught on this soil. Look at all the hell we caught here. And we worry about a football game. We worry about, I'm going to tell you this too. I'm going to make this prediction right off the bat. The Buffalo Bills going to the Super Bowl. Now, if they win, I don't know if they're going to win, but they're going to beat the Super Bowl. Because you think about what happened with September 9/11. Who was in the World Series that year? New York, Yankees. Think about who won the Super Bowl in 2002. The Patriots, the New England Patriots. Star Spangled Banner, America's team. Now they the second America's team. Now Dallas gonna be. I'm gonna tell you who's gonna be in the Super Bowl. Don't put no bets on what I say on DraftKings. I don't know, but this is what it's looking like it's going to be. Buffalo Bills versus Dallas Cowboys. The Super Grudge Bowl. Called the Super Grudge Bowl. This year gonna be the Super Grudge Bowl. But nobody's talking about where raise our reparation money. All the, I'm looking on the GoFundMe, man. You got the dude that owns the Colts, Indianapolis Colts. He gave about $25,000. That's like tax write-off money. I'm not knocking that. I'm glad, but it's toys, man. It's toys. You know what I'm saying? And people act like they so concerned about this man getting hurt on the football field, near death, or he actually did die. And all this violence we got in these movies and video games and in our music, Black folks dying every day in Chicago. Where's the outrage? Where's the money being raised for Black folks in Chicago and Memphis and St. Louis and all over the place? Where is the outrage for Black folks losing their homes, getting evicted out of their apartments or out of their homes? Where's the outrage for Americans not be able to afford bread, eggs, and milk? They got to make a choice between having lights on and having eggs and bread and milk, whatever. The gas is just, everything's just too, high. And this is what the thing, they gave up all that monopoly money about almost I can't believe it's been almost 3 years ago. All this stuff just went down, just went sideways. They gave out all that monopoly money. Now they're getting it back in interest through inflation. This is a rigged game. And you think about, that was weird. They would stop that football game because of the, people got mad. I'm going to post this right quick. Because, let me see what y'all saying in the chat, because I got to go to work. I gotta clean some toilets and stuff. So, because it's like times are hard. It is what it is. Let me see. Let me see what y'all, Brother John. Thank you, Brother John T. He said, I've seen Monday Night Football where folks get hurt or even paralyzed and they don't stop the game. Right. I remember like one of my favorite wide receivers of all time, Sterling Sharp, he should be, I think they should put Sterling Sharp in the Hall of Fame. They put Gale Sayers and Joe Namath. No disrespect to Gale Sayers or the Kansas Comet, they call him. Joe Namath was kind of like, okay, college football Hall of Fame, but pro, just on that guaranteed Super Bowl win. You look at his stats, they're horrible. And people talking about Eli Manning should not be a first ballot Hall of Famer. Eli should be a first ballot Hall of Famer just because he took down Tom Brady twice and he destroyed their undefeated season. So that qualifies for me for him to be in the Hall of Fame based on his playoff performance. And his regular season performance was not bad, but you got to blame ownership and management for not putting enough weapons around Eli during his prime years. But you are correct, Brother John. His players been paralyzed, been all type of things at all levels. And they never stopped the football game. Even the only player to die on the football field, happened over 50 years ago. Y'all know that, right? The only play they talked about it because his widow actually saw what happened she was watching the game, which is interesting. I mean, she's in her 70s now, but she was up watching the game the widow of the only football player to die on the field. And let me see if I can find his information. But before I get to that, cause it's so much to talk about. I'm trying to get out some quality time, trying to be a good daddy, give y'all some quality time. You know, people say, I ain't like Nick Cannon. I got some time to give y'all. I give y'all some quality time. Okay, gonna do it right. But I'm gonna look at this fake outrage, right? Why people ain't mad about Rosewood, and why people ain't mad about black folks not getting reparations? Y'all mad about Skip Bayless, who's he's from OKC. He's an Oklahoma boy. He's a Sooner, ain't it? But he treat y'all treat him like he's a homer or something. Like Skip just skip. Come on, man. We've been purging. People been getting. It's Tupac said it best in America's Most Wanted. Igga's been dying for years, so how can they blame us? Igga's been dying for years, so how can they blame? It's been purging on black folk. I just talk about Rosewood. I don't see no mainstream media talking about the 100th anniversary of Rosewood. They not giving Rosewood the Tulsa treatment. I've been knowing about. See, my thing is, I ain't gonna say I'm cursed, but it matters when anniversaries or traumatic events that affect my people come up. See, I remember stuff like that. I don't always post on social media. I've been, it's tiresome. I ain't gonna say it's tiresome. I got so many distractions going on. The year is going by pretty fast for me. Like I only got like 5 or 4 hours in a whole day. I wake up early. I still don't have enough time to do the things I want to do. That's why I know people say, well, you say happy 4th of New Year, but it's the 5th run. I said, it's a lot of things that happen on the 4th of New Year that I couldn't post happy 4th of New Year on the 4th of New Year, January the 4th, because everybody want to make up their holidays. I'm going to make me up. And every day is a day of Runza. We're going to be celebrating Runza, not Kwanzaa, but Runza. You're going to celebrate my principles, my ideology, my methodology. We're going to be celebrating that, y'all. But we always been getting purged. I'm right by Arkansas. I'm literally, I can go across the bridge right now, I-55 Old Bridge, be in Arkansas. A lane race massacre 1919. You had some people say 1,000 black folks slaughtered, buried in mass graves, thrown in the Mississippi River. I was hoping that bones and skeletons would come up from crimes past as it relates to the purging of black folk. That's why the catfish tastes so good down south, because of all the black folks that it be eating in them lakes and rivers and stuff. You got to think about when they're trying to look for the 3 civil rights workers, Michael Swerner, Andrew Goodman, and James Chaney, 2 Jews and a black dude. When they're trying to find 2 Jews and a black dude, they kept on finding all these black folks' body parts in those lakes and rivers down in Mississippi. I know a woman who was a civil rights activist. Her brother used to cut Mickey Swerner and James Chaney hair. He actually cut Andrew Goodman hair the day they disappeared, I believe. She went to school. She knew David Ruffin. She's from Meridian. So her people went to school with David Ruffin. Her brother, I think, was in a band with David Ruffin down in Meridian, Mississippi. She met her husband. He was in the Navy while he was looking for the bodies of Swerner, Chaney, and Goodman. That's how she met her husband when she was like in her late teens. And she's a gorgeous black woman. She's a beautiful black. And I like seasoned women, but and I like it's something about a seasoned, tried, beautiful, gorgeous black woman. Just really gets me in a good mood. But but they've been purging. I don't understand, like, where is all the moral support when it comes to getting Carolyn Brian Dunham, whatever her name, she got married so many times. She got more husbands than Elizabeth Taylor and J-Lo combined, more ex-husbands, it seems, or whatever. Carolyn Brian Dunham, why nobody ain't put her in jail so she could die in hospice care in jail? If we really care about Black Lives Matter, why is it got to be somebody that entertains us and distracts us that gets the most attention? And I'm not knocking this brother. He's like a good dude. It's not me talking, because people get all emotional. And like with the Skip Bayless thing, I think it's ridiculous. Yeah, well, hey, where are reparations now? You don't give this black dude all this money. He might not even live to even get a chance to split that money up for his cause. All that for toys. All that money. Y'all think, oh man, you got black folks that were lynched in uniform in this country, fighting to preserve and protect this dang republic. They didn't get no dang check. The GI Bill. That wasn't before the veterans of the World War II. That was for the veterans. Look up the bonus army. Check out that movie Amsterdam. And that people slept on that movie. That's Denzel's son was in that movie. He took the place of Michael B. Jordan. I think he did a great job with John David Washington, whatever his name. He was in a Klansman movie with Spike Lee. He actually got talent. He was in that show with The Rock on HBO back not that long ago. I ain't gonna say back in the day. It was like several years ago. But it talks about the bonus army. Talk about the Wall Street plot. Like you had Wall Street banksters. They're trying to overthrow the government. They're trying to replace Franklin Roosevelt with this highly decorated Marine, George Smedley Butler, the fighting Quaker from Philadelphia. So they did a dramatization. It was like historical fiction looking at Amsterdam because John David Washington character and Chris Rock was in there too. I was surprised. He was in the 369th Regiment, the Harlem Hellfighters. I said, okay, because like first his best friend is Christian Bale. And the same folks behind American Hustle, that was a good movie. They did this. Even Robert De Niro, he's playing like a Smedley Butler inspired character in the movie. And I was trying to look at this. I said, I know they ain't doing what I think. How is the white man, Christian Bale, played this doctor, and he got injured real bad in the war. And his thing was he had a practice where he's trying to help veterans get some type of normalcy from being in the war. Like he had prosthetics he was making to replace body parts, eyes, faces, and stuff like that. It was interesting. The horrors of war, because they put him in the war to end all wars, World War I. So he had the Washington Denzel's son character being his best friend. I'm trying to say, I know they ain't trying to. I like that the army wasn't not segregated. The army was segregated until like the late 40s, early 50s. It took Truman to desegregate the army. So I'm saying, are they reinventing history? I know this is like historical fiction, but it got to have some historical facts. So they show how the friendship was created because, it was segregated, but the officers of those black units were mostly, for the most part, white people. And so he was the official doctor for the regiment. So that's how they became friends. They became friends overseas. But it's a good movie. Look at Amsterdam. It's worth watching. It talks about the Wall Street plot. And I was surprised at what the movie was about. But black folks been catching hell, man. Emmett Till daddy was killed by the U.S. military under suspect circumstances. Kangaroo court style. Him and his co-defendant, Fred McMurray. It's so many stories. Isaac Woodard, a hero of World War II, coming home to try to see his beautiful wife, got blinded, got beat into unconsciousness and blinded by a sheriff in South Carolina who never faced any day in jail. This man was blinded for the rest of his life in his uniform. He had his uniforms on with his medals for distinctive service to our country to make the world safe for democracy. All this hell black folks done caught. And this is, I'm not knocking this brother. This is not about him. This is bigger than that. I'm saying this is fake love. This is a guilt love, because if they really cared about that man, they would not make them players play a one more game. For years it was 16 games, right? Now they got to play an extra game, 17 games, right, in the regular season. That's just greed. That's American greed. Before that, it used to be 14 games. But they keep on adding games, and the players are bigger, stronger, and faster, right? The players are getting bigger, stronger, and faster. And I'm not even blaming football for this brother's horrible predicament. It's just he may have a pre-existing condition. You know how that goes, yada yada yada. But yeah, oh man, it was good. I enjoy it. I didn't see when I look at these movies now, I don't have any expectations for the movies, man. I just, whatever it is gonna be. I just like when I go out to eat, I don't have expectations for the food because customer service is horrible now. whether it be at a Popeyes or McDonald's, whether it be at one of these so-called top restaurants. Food be very suspect. Hygiene of the people serving them food is suspect. Yeah, I be trying to not see what I don't want to see. Like I go through the drive-through, not because I just like going to drive-through, because it gives me a chance to give them my money and turn my head the other way and turn my music up a little bit. I don't want to hear no coughing on my food. I don't want to see the person's touching their face. They like touching their face and their eyes and their hair. You got folks, the waiters, they'll play with their hair. I don't care if they're black or white. They touch their beard. They be touching their nose. They be rubbing their eyes. Then they can't help you. Here go your water with the lemonade with some fecal matter on it. You know, if you look at them articles, I said, don't give me no lemons, please. The lemons with the fecal matter. Everybody like, why has they got fecal matter on my lemons and cabbages, man, and my lettuce, man? So, man, people everything has gone down, especially with movies. Like, it's like the movies they make now for people that's been heavily sedated by illegal and legal drugs. Like the movies they make now, like the storylines are weird, plots are very thin. It doesn't make any rhyme or reason, but it works for this time. You could not make a movie like Godfather today. It'll be impossible. People's attention span ain't long enough. There's really a lack of character development in a lot of these movies. It's weird. It'd be a lot of holes and gaps and goofs and stuff. I just can't know. But Amsterdam was actually good. And I would recommend anybody to see it because it talks about an actual historical occurrence. Fact is always stranger than fiction. Yeah, doo-doo brown, but you can't see them. But, you know, people don't wash their hands, man. I be seeing workers, man. I go, like, places. I judge a lot of places by their restrooms. They got nasty restrooms. Like, if you got a hamburger place, like one of them local spots, if the restroom is nasty, the food gonna be good. The burger, it got special seasoning in it. I be looking at, I like, oh, man. I hate to go to a restaurant and I go in the restroom with an employee at the restaurant. You just hope the guy they did number 2 or whatever, they wash their hands properly. You just hope that they cut their fingernails where ain't no fecal matter. You don't have to worry about making no doo-doo lemons or whatever, doo-doo burgers, but you can't tell it's seasoned. You can't see it. But I mean, I went to this donut shop here. It's a very well-known donut shop in Memphis, not Krispy Kreme. I be looking at them workers. A lot of times what bothers me about the workers is, okay, yeah, they use papers and stuff. You know, they use that wrap, whatever, to pick up the donuts and stuff. But that they don't even wash their hands. Like they'll go from picking up donuts and you know and all that stuff barehanded with a little paper wrap, but still like they touching their hair, they rubbing their face, sometimes they touch their eyes, and they touching the money, and then they handling your food. And nobody ain't saying nothing. Like it's okay. I guess you gotta have a little bit of germs in order to survive. You gotta be able to test your immune system to a certain limit so it could be stronger. You know what I'm saying? But when I see a cat. Well, I saw a guy come out the restroom. And he would, I mean, like this for, can you just like, I see the worker come out the restroom. Can you just kind of like wash your hands in front of us? Can you just do a little act? Like, can you just wash your hands without anybody telling you? This like, just to appear that you care about hygiene. Can you just wash your hands in front of the people with soap? Not just wash it with water and do all this stuff here. Nah, wash it with soap and then dry your hands properly, please. They can't do that. So when I saw the dude walk out the restroom, my imagination ran wild. I don't know if he did number 1, 2, or even a 3. And I said, you know what? I'm getting out of here because I see how they do already, where they be like waiting for orders. That's why I hate going to Subway because I want to go there when people are there. Like when I try to go to the Subway, I want to make sure there's people already in line trying to get their food because then I want to believe that they wash their hands before they start touching the food. I want to believe that, but that's just me. Maybe I'm a weirdo about this, but I be looking at people and then like I hate when the waiter they'll put their thumb right in your plate, like it's like some OJ thing. You leave them a fingerprint in my plate by my chicken tenders and fries. I don't care for all that, but that's just me. Oh yeah, they talk over your food, man. You just pray to God, you know, because they're gonna be spraying, man. Because you be talking, they be laughing, talking, damn. And people tell me they want to eat no kitty cat. I mean, if you eating out, you might well eat the kitty cat. You might well eat the meow meow. You know, if you eating out, you know what you eating. You know, you be seeing pictures of people posting chicken tenders like rats, fried and laid to the side. I don't know what I'm eating. It tastes good. My thing is, if I don't get sick, I'm good. And sometimes it's good to test your immune system too. I really believe that you got to get your stuff exposed because, man, they doing some trickery with us. I don't care what people eat no more. I be looking at people like, man, you can't eat that. I say, man, they doing stuff to the fruits. They doing stuff to the vegetables. They doing stuff to the water. It's not just the meat. They're growing everything in labs. And they doing all types of this chemical imbalance stuff to our food. You getting all types of stuff you normally wouldn't get 100 years ago. People getting all type of cancers they normally wouldn't get 100 because you know your hamburger actually came from a cow. You know, you try to look at these websites. I said, who uses real beef? So do so-and-so use real beef? And then they say, yeah, we use 100% real beef. It don't taste like it. Is it beef like from a cow, moo, or is it beef from the lab? Is it 100% lab beef, or is it from the cow from the pasture? Then you look at what they feed the cows and the pigs and all that. I mean, it's just weird stuff. How they treat the ground with certain fertilizers and chemicals. They just, man, this is just a big Nazi experiment as far as I'm concerned. So Operation Paperclip doesn't surprise me. Now you cook your food, but only so much though. You can only cook it so much, right? Like we had a water advisory, right? When the cold hit, the Arctic freeze, they manipulate the weather. I do know they can mess around with the weather, right? Like this stuff ain't natural. Like this, like some X-Men storms type of stuff. They actually manipulate stuff. Look up HARP. Take a look. It's all online. Even if you cook your food, there's things that could be done to it. From a chemical point of view, it's like with the water advisory, right? They told us not to drink tap water, to boil our water, and then to get plastic. And then like the local MLGW, Memphis Light Gas and Water, was giving out bottled water. And they said, well, take the bottled water. Then they'll tell you don't drink the water, the tap water. But they said, well, you can take a shower with it, but don't ingest it. But yet the largest organ on your body is your skin. Well, but don't ingest it. It'll make you sick. But, you could take a shower and you can wash off in it. I can wash off in my skin. It's stuff that get through your pores into your body, through your skin. You got cuts and everything. You got orifices, whatever. So then the plastic in the bottled water, what about the plastic? What's all the chemicals they got in the plastic? And you're not meant, you'll never leave this world alive. That's what I'm saying. I'll never get out of this world alive. Even though I struggle and strive, I'll never get out of this world alive. You ain't gonna get out alive. I don't know why y'all people, I'm gonna preserve my body. May do all these working out and try to eat right, and you still get the cancer, man. You better enjoy yourself while you can till the wheels fall out. But I said the snow felt like it probably, it's so much stuff, man. Your reality is the conspiracy. That's the whole point. Your reality is the conspiracy. I feel you on that, man. I was at this pizza place, right? It's hard to find a good pizza these days. I grew up on Pizza Hut. Pizza Hut. So who is paying for Pizza Hut to stay in business? The same folks that's paying for Arby's to stay in business must be paying for Pizza Hut to stay in business. Pizza Hut went down so low, but I went to a Domino's. It was my favorite to go Domino's. I never thought that I'll be eating. I would been eating Domino's on a regular basis. I love pizza, man. That's one food I never get tired of. Pizza, man. I grew up on pizza and chicken. It is what it is. But I went to this Domino's, right? It was like my go-to spot. It's like they had a decent pizza. One of the people, the delivery people was back. Now, with pizzerias and stuff, they gotta touch your food, man. They don't wear gloves because they gotta, do the thing with the bread and all that, knead or whatever you call that, flipping it up and all that and rub it down. So you just hope they cut their fingernails. Ain't got no fecal matter in their fingernail tips. You just hope that they wash their hands properly. They probably didn't. But maybe they added to the flavor. It's that special crust flavor. But it worked. And so the delivery driver, they had their bag right. They had the pizza in the bag already, but they sneezed. They sneeze. They didn't cover their mouth or nothing. They sneeze over the pizza bag with the pizza in it. And nobody said nothing. The manager didn't say nothing. Everybody like business as usual. I was like, oh man, that was the last time. That was the last time I went there. I couldn't do nothing about it. I rationalized. You rationalize the nastiness, right? I didn't see it, so it don't affect me. It wasn't my pizza. I don't. Poor person. Woe is he or she who eats that pizza, but it wasn't my pizza. But I said that was my last. It had to be like almost 2 years ago. I said maybe that was a secret ingredient, snots and boogers, and I don't know. I thought that was a sausage or a green pepper. That could have been a booger. I mean, that's why I look at, man. Like, you eat on people's house that got animals, man. I do that. And some people they actually they practice good hygiene. You know, I know people with cats and stuff. I don't have no fur ball in my food. You know, I don't get sick. They have good food. But you know, some people look at people, man. It's like right now, I look at, you know, women, man. There's some women I met, you know, they can't clean, they can't cook, they don't even clean themselves right. You know what I'm saying? They expect you to, you know, be a high value man, or I don't know what the hell you like a great value woman. You're a great value. You're not even great value. You know how you go like great value, go to Walmart, you buy great value. It's not name brand, but it's all right. A lot of people ain't even all right. Well, you gotta be careful who you deal with. I had put myself in questionable situations over I don't know, by the grace of God take care of fools and babies. I promise you. I don't know how I'm still here. Yeah, it is off. Cause you remember, I used to go to McDonald's. I used to love McDonald's, man. I used to love going for the breakfast stuff in McDonald's 30 years ago. I'm 42. I remember when the breakfast was really good at McDonald's 35 years ago. And 30 years ago, right? They don't even know how to cook the bacon right. The bacon be like rubber, man. Who want to eat a plastic glove? I want a bacon. I want no plastic glove. Y'all got a plastic glove with some egg and some cheese on top of it. It's like, it's rubber, man. It's like a rubber duck, rubber chicken. What is this? This is not bacon. I like, then burgers, but they said use 100% beef. The burgers taste all horrible. I like, Jesus, what is going on? Then you scared to give people your money. Like, I'm scared to give people money. I try to give them my credit card or debit. People don't even know how to count. If they don't got no symbol on a cash register, they don't know how to count. They don't count no more. They don't count no more. People don't count no more. All they do is this. All they do is this. All they do is this. People don't count no more. People don't know how to count. Man, we living in an idiocracy, man. This is Hunger Games. This is The Purge. This is idiocracy at its finest. I just can't. Oh, Lord. What's next? 2023. Man, you eat kitty cat. You eat anything, it's off. Kitty cat, chicken, burgers, Spanish, everything is off, if not awful. Yeah, but I'm not alone, because I be thinking about this stuff. That's the only reason I go to drive-through. So I don't want to see what they're doing. I used to work at Burger King. I used to make my own food for a reason at Burger King. And that Burger King is still open. It's thriving. But when I worked in Burger King when I was a teenager back in the day, I used to make sure I make my own food, because at least I know what my hands been. I know I wash my hands when I make my food. I'm functional. How about that? You said I'm okay. I'm functional. Ain't nobody okay right now. If you're okay right now, I don't trust you. Because if you like, oh, I'm okay now. Nobody okay right now, man. You functional. Yeah, water is off. That's why, that the sunny water. That water used to be awful. You drink water to be hydrated, but when I drunk the sunny water, it'll make me dehydrated. This cannot be real water. Then I found out who made the water. I said, this is not real water. Anyway, it's like you saying Coke is real water. And then you drink Coke and you use Coke like Drano. You can use Coke to clean your car battery. And yet people drink Coke. It's a very popular poison drink. I don't know. I ain't gonna say poison. I don't know what it is. But you pick your I'll never leave this world alive. Nobody's getting out of here alive. Okay. So you do what you want to do. You do what you want to do, but coke, you gotta think about it. They use this as you can use coke as Drano. You use coke. I ain't talking about cocaine. They used to put cocaine in coke. You can use coke as a battery to clean your batteries. I don't know. It is an interesting world, man. Oh, greetings. We love you madly. I mean, my cousin's Joe was I can't think of nobody now. I'm sorry. Julian Mayfield. That was my cousin. He used to live in Ghana with his wife, Dr. Anna Olivia Cordero. They used to be when Malcolm X used to come to Ghana, he used to stay with them. My cousin used to be the speechwriter for Kwame Nkrumah back in the day when he was prime minister, before the CIA got him out of there. He used to be his speechwriter, one of his speechwriters, and his wife was the personal physician for Dr. W.E.B. Du Bois, who's buried over in Ghana. She was his personal physician in the last years of his life, and she saved the life of my Angelou's son. He got into a real bad motorcycle accident over in Africa. So yeah, I need to go back to the motherland and reconnect. I remember when I was in college as a freshman, the Walls, this family from St. Louis, this black couple from St. Louis, they was alums of Washington University in St. Louis. They spoke to us during lunchtime, and they was on their way getting ready to leave the United States to move to Ghana, to live in Ghana. And somehow I lost touch with them, but I was very inspired by it. I know it's funny how the universal God would put people and things in place for you to be reminded of your purpose. Because that's how I really discovered Jimmy Lunsford was going to school in St. Louis and learned about the great music history of Memphis by going to St. Louis. Then I found out not too long ago, several years ago, that my grandma actually performed with Jimmy Lunsford while she was, she's from Kansas, and she performed with Jimmy Lunsford when she was in high school. I didn't even know that. And then her brothers were best friends with Charlie Parker. He used to play at their restaurants and stuff in Kansas City, Kansas. Charlie Parker was born in Kansas City, Kansas. He grew up in Kansas City, Missouri. But anyway, I'm getting off task. Thank you, Mr. LT member Nimba, for tuning in. We love you madly. That's right. That's right. Nobody. Okay. But let me I want to talk about this because I think it's fake outrage. I'm tired of black folks wasting our outrage currency. Wasting our outrage currency on the wrong things. Sure enough. And I don't think the donations for folks who have donated recently, we love you madly. Thank you. From Aka Maki. The ACC Indians. I'm sorry, I'm butchering that. Thank you for the donation. For Lisa Cypress, they burn, bomb, flood. Okay, I see your website. I'm gonna check you out. Thank you so much, sister. We love you madly. But we, like I said, there's a lot of things. This is like the 100th anniversary of Rosewood. This whole week, and nobody talking about it. Black folks got burned, pillaged, and raped, and had to hide in the swamps for their life. Ain't nobody really talking about it. All right, let me do something. I forgot something right quick, y'all. I'm gonna take a Guess who's back? Back again, back again. I'm still black. Tell a little friend, guess who's back? I'm still black. Guess who's back? I'm still black. Okay, yeah, that's Mercury retrograde. I had to plug up my laptop. And we're gonna do our talking. We're gonna keep it moving. Thank y'all so much for being. I'm sorry about that. That's Mercury. Like, I'm trying to get everything, get my rhythm back in. It's this week and this year is all about getting the rhythm back. I'm thinking my screen is freezing. Okay, I'm back. I think I'm back. I'm back. I'm still black. y'all said I did a false flag, huh? But let me I want to put this screenshot right quick and talk about what we've been talking about. Like, I'm all over the place, but that Rosewood thing, y'all need y'all Shanquella Robinson and stuff like that. Okay, y'all see this, right? This is what everybody's so fake mad about. What Skip Bayless said. Everybody hates Skip. Everybody hates Skip. Let's see. Come on, screen. Yeah, everybody hates Skip. Skip. What did Skip Bayless say that just set the world on fire, man? I'm going to read this. I'm going to read for understanding because reading is fundamental. Reading is fundamental. Can you dig it? Okay. He said, no doubt the NFL is considering postponing the rest of the game, but how? This late in the season, a game of this magnitude is crucial to the regular season outcome, which suddenly seems so irrelevant. Where's the lie? Where's the lie? Where's the lie? You know how much money people lost? And this is all about money. This capitalistic system is not about morality. It's not about ethics. Like Joe Kennedy, the patriarch of the Kennedy clan, said, it's only a crime if you get caught. It's only a crime if you get caught. And where was the lie? Why are people mad? The same folks who's mad at this are the same folks I'm afraid to give my money to for correct change back. The same folks who mad at this are the same folks I'm afraid to give my money to for correct change back. He said, he said, and then really Shannon, I'm disappointed in Shannon how he's been handling himself. You've been Skip's boy all this time. Now you bothered by Skip. Skip. Let me speak, Skip. Skip. You don't come on the show, and then like it's hard for me to look at Shannon being this emotional, man. I mean, I wish we was as passionate as I guess emotional about getting our reparations, make sure Carolyn Brian Dunham dies in prison, as we are about sports talk shows. I don't care if it's fake. I don't care if it's real. I don't really care. But tension creates attention. Tension creates attention. But my thing is fake outrage. This is ridiculous. This is not something to be upset about. Skip said what he said, and I applaud him for standing 10 toes down and not removing the tweet because it's already been screenshotted. Once you put something out in the internet sphere, it's out there forever. Put screenshotted it. If you commit a major crime, the FBI could do like some type of forensic thing on your computer to bring it all up. Nothing's never, ever deleted. It's like death is never permanent. Energy never dies. So nobody really dies. And that's the trick. Nobody. But at the same time, even though I struggle and strive, I'll never get out of this world alive. I'll never get out of this world alive, but I'll never die. See how it works? It's like with Dick Gregory. Waka Flocka talk about Dick Gregory on Shannon Sharp show. Talking about you can't be a Bentley in the hood. Dick Gregory used to tell me that all the time. But it took platforms like mine and others to share that information with you all. And that's what I've been doing a fool's errand for 16 years. Because people talking about, oh, Dick Gregory did. Y'all didn't know who Dick Gregory was for a while. Our younger people didn't know. But old man came back because we needed a Dick Gregory at this time. And I really think the universe, so God, for preparing us with somebody like Baba D. Gregory for this time. Because even like people talking about Donald Trump is a month. No, Dick Gregory always said Trump's shadow. And what he meant by that was what was coming behind Trump. Not Trump the man, but what's coming behind in the aftermath, in the wake of Trump. What is coming behind. And this is what we're living through. Y'all got y'all Joe Biden in office. Y'all got Joe Biden. Y'all got your Biden. Y'all want to complain. Don't explain, like Billie Holiday saying. Don't explain. Don't explain. Don't explain. It is what it is. Y'all got what y'all deserve. You get the leadership that you deserve. So y'all got y'all Biden. So y'all Biden by Biden. Y'all Biden by Biden. Okay? But read that for yourself. I'm going to read this again for the people in the cheap sheets. I mean, really, I don't have to even scream because, you know, the audio is coming in pretty good. No doubt the NFL is considering postponing the rest of the game or this game, but how? This late in the season, a game of this magnitude is crucial to the regular season outcome, which suddenly seems so irrelevant. What Skip was doing, he was saying out loud what the ownership of the NFL was thinking anyway. You know, I don't have no problem with Skip Bayless. He's doing what he's supposed to do. He's very good at what he does. He irritates y'all. Y'all be writing me to my I'm triggered by so-and-so. That means you got to work on yourself. Skip Bayless ain't the problem, folks. Skip Bayless is revealing why you have a problem with you. You got to work on you. If he's triggering, if a man you never met before, and you only know him through like sound bites and, you know, it's sports talk, man. It's like, you know, they got to talk about something. If he triggers you like that, then you have a problem with your emotions and anger. It has nothing to do with Skip Bayless. He's not triggering me. Like even how Shannon act. Come on, Shannon, you a gladiator, man. You one of the all-time greats. Why you letting this dude get under your skin like that? That means you're very insecure then, Shannon. Skip. That's personal, Skip. Skip. You hit below the belt. Skip. Hey, man. Skip. Come on, man. Get over yourself. This is what he also always says. It's like, look, Ron's having a breakdown. No, I'm breaking it down. I'm not having a breakdown. But this is how silly people look, man. This is a non-starter issue for, I don't have a problem with Skip Bayless. God bless him. May he keep on continued success, Skip. Skip. Y'all let these folks trigger y'all. Right? What he said? They don't read no more. They don't read no more. They don't read no more. Now, what did he say? Y'all read what they said before that other tweet, the other Twitter thing, the other tweet twat. Okay, I tell you, it's Mercury retrograde. Okay, oh man, come on. They don't read no more. They don't read no more. He said, I have seen so many horrific injuries suffered on football fields, yet never have I seen a reaction like this. In every other situation I witnessed or covered, the game always went on fairly quickly. The attitude was, hey, that's football. For these players, this was different. Emphasize different. That was the tweet before the tweet that set the world on fire. Elon Musk is loving this stuff. He needs to give Skip shares of Twitter stock. He's making Twitter relevant again. I thought it was going to be Donald Trump. We thought it was going to be Ye. But Skip Bayless is the dark horse in this thing. Skip is doing it. Skip is making Twitter great again. Skip Bayless is making Twitter great again. Elon Musk owe him a bonus. Checkmate, God dang it. But yeah, I don't see. You see, my thing is, it's too much wrong in the world for this to be the most wrong thing in the world. It's like when Tory Lanez dead, I was with Tory Lanez dead until he said this is the worst thing that ever happened in history of the world. No. Your son getting in that type of trouble, getting honey trap, that honey pot trap thing, whatever. Him saying no to an offer you shouldn't refuse in that business. he's still alive. Sam Cooke and Otis Redding, they killed them. They killed Michael Jackson and Prince. Ye is missing right now. So I don't know what's going to happen to Ye ultimately. But y'all act like y'all so mad about this stuff. But yeah, we still buy the stuff. We still buy the music. Like with Gangsta Boo. I asked some questions like Inquiring Minds, the first album, Inquiring. We want to know. I mean, did she own the rights to Gangsta Boo? You know, did she own the right to her music, to the catalog, any type of rights? You know, how big was the insurance policy? Because like I heard stuff, they said she signed a lifetime contract with DJ Paul and them when she was a teenager. She was, and the news is weird because they kept on saying, she like, it said she was a second member. At first, you know, they were saying on the news she was the second member, a second female member of 3 6 Mafia. I'm trying to figure out who was the first. All I knew was First Lady Gangsta Boo. Who was the first? And you Googled it. I don't know. They probably got an answer now. Who was the first allegedly 3 6 Mafia rapper, female rapper? I know it was a rapper that they said Beyonce sampled, a female rapper from back in the day. She didn't get off the ground, but I don't know if she was Tummy Wright the Third or somebody. Y'all Memphis rap music aficionados, y'all comment in the chat or in the comment section. But Beyonce sampled her. And she passed on. Unfortunately, I heard her daughter died recently as well, too. So mother and daughter died recently. But Beyonce sampled the sister. I don't know if she was the one that they were referring to as being maybe the first member of 3 6 Mafia, a female member. I don't know. But I do know this is that that before the rap music, there was always been the game in the music industry to be forever young for the artists. Get them while they're young. So their image is frozen in the people's imagination forever, for even generations to come. Tupac never will get old. Sam Cooke would never get old. Otis Redding would never get old, even though I thought he was older than what he was. He was 26, like about 40. But Otis was very brilliant and had charisma. Jimi Hendrix would never grow old. And the thing about it is, they would use drugs to control the artist, whether it be Elvis, whether it be anybody. And sometimes these artists would make important business decisions while under the influence by design. But you look at all these artists, I wonder how big the insurance policy was on Gangsta Boo or Lola Mitchell, who took the insurance policy, because all the artists were signed on insurance policy. It's not just like y'all talking about Empire Records. That's been a business practice in the music industry for decades. Like Tupac said, I'm paraphrasing, Iggy's been dying for years, so how can they blame us, right? Look at a white musician from Texas named Bobby Fuller. Look him up. He died back in the 60s under questionable circumstances. He was found dead in his mama's Oldsmobile outside their apartment in Los Angeles, either back in 66 or 67. He did a cover of the song, They Fought the Law and the Law Won. And Bobby Fuller, he was upset about, I think some of his business arrangement. He was signed to Delphi Records that was ran by Bob King. Bob King, which is interesting, Bob King used to be the manager of Sam Cooke. And he was the manager of Sam Cooke when that song came out called You Send Me. You send me, darling, you thrill me. Honest you do. Whoa. That made Sam Cooke a crossover sensation. But Bob King didn't get no money off of that. That song sold, that record sold over 1 million copies plus. And Bob King didn't get nothing out of that. And he was the manager of Sam Cooke. But when Bobby Fuller died under suspect circumstances, his record company was paid like $850,000 on a life insurance policy on Bobby Fuller. Now, you can adjust that for, they were paid $850,000 back in 1966, 67 money. That was $850,000 back then. So that's probably like in the millions today, right? So he was paid off him. Janis Joplin was in a room with Clyde Davis to sign a contract. Next thing you know, she dead. And she was on the influence or something probably. But, what's interesting that I want to say that Janis Joplin, when she died in Los Angeles, wasn't that far away from where Bobby Fuller died, near his mama's apartment. So you look at Bobby Fuller, look at all that stuff, Delphi and Bob King. I don't know if he ever got paid off of that, off of the insurance policy for Bobby Fuller, because his silent business partner was Larry Nunez, who was mobbed up. He was a mobster. So maybe he got all the money because Bob King, when the record company was dissolved, he supposed to got the master recordings, whatever. He never got it. He went to the storage unit, it was gone. But FCA had the master recordings because they reissued a lot of the music that was in his catalog, including Bobby Fuller, several years later. Now, the modern music business was born in Chicago. The modern music business was born in Chicago. It was a collaboration between the Al Capone outfit and the Jewish mob. The Jewish mob and the Al Capone outfit created the modern music industry. You know, back in the day when Al Capone birthday coming up, I think it's January 20th. So he's a Capricorn. And I always say that Al Capone was interesting because it's just like old film footage of Al Capone. I said I knew this dude could dance. I knew he was like Fred Astaire or somebody like he like a Fred Astaire cat on his feet, because like they show him coming up to the court in his Seville, his lack or whatever. He jumps out the car before it stops. He keep on it's moving, and Al Capone jump out the car like he just never missed a beat, like he was light on his feet. And his name was Snorky, whatever, because he loved to dance. He was a big fan of jazz music. But if you were gonna be a black musician or musician period in Chicago, you had to play at Al Capone's club. He owned he called all the top clubs in Chicago in order to make a living. But out of the mob came MCA. MCA came out the Chicago mob. So you got Joe Glazier, who's from Chicago. He's Jewish gangster, part of the Jewish mob. He the one that trained the black Godfather, was it Clarence Avant, the one who wife got killed in the home invasion 2 Decembers ago. That was his mentor, Joe Glazier, who was the manager of Louis Armstrong and Billie Holiday. He sold out Billie Holiday to the feds, sold up the river. And she died at 44, not ever knowing that Joe sold up the river. But Joe Glazier was a Jew mob. He was Jewish mafia. So let's look. I mean, I'm all over the place, but I'm trying to make a point. All this stuff is organized crime. But with the Skip thing, I think it's just fake outrage. I don't agree with it. It's fake outrage. And black folks, you should be just as mad at Skip as you should be mad about Rosewood, what happened in Rosewood 100 years ago this week, as you are by Skip Bayless saying whatever he said in the tweet, which was really harmless. And my thing is, I don't take black folks seriously because black folks dying left and right. Because the same concern I held for what's the boy name? Hamlin. Damar Hamlin. What about those missing black folks after Katrina? Why nobody concerned about the missing black people after Katrina? Why are we not talking about that? There's still folks missing. I don't even know. I'm just saying stuff because I know there's got to be some missing folks still from Katrina. Where's the follow through on stuff? What about Sandra Bland? What brand of garbage bag was used to hang her? What brand of garbage bag? See, we don't ask no questions. We just care about some silly stuff, some messy Negro stuff. We don't ask the right question. We worry about, they said ain't no money. We had this money for a tour fund drive when a football player almost died or did die and come back. So I got to play football for America to care about me. It's like that. That's Do the Right Thing, right? Do the Right Thing, Spike Lee movie, right? Spike Lee character working for Sal's Pizzeria. He in a black neighborhood making money off of black people. He got a wall, nothing but Italian Americans on it. But you're making money off of black folk. And then Spike Lee engaged one of the sons of Sal, played by, in a conversation about why there's no black people on the wall. Italian American, and he talked about what I think like Eddie Murphy and Magic Johnson, whatever. He said, yeah, but they're not. They black. They don't see them as black. They're not. They're not Eagles. They're not Eagles. He's Magic Johnson. Black folks gotta be magical Negroes for white folks to care about our welfare. We gotta be like the Legend of Bagger Vance, Will Smith magical Negro character walking through the woods of Georgia while black folks getting lynched left and right in Georgia. Georgia on my mind. They still killing black folks down in Georgia. You got Tamla Horsford, Forsyth County, Sundown County. You got that Lake Lanier, used to be Oscarville. All them black folks killed, left out, pulled. It's just weird. Oh, Will Smith slapped Chris Rock. Who cares? Oh, you a football player. Oh, man. Y'all got all this concern for Kyrie Irving. Man, I ain't disrespecting you guys. Our priorities are screwed as a people. You got people like Kendrick Johnson. Where is the outpour about what happened to Kendrick Johnson? Y'all talking about, we worry about Herschel Walker. We want Warnock to win. What has Warnock said anything about we're going to look in, seriously investigate? I'm going to use all my senatorial resources, moving heaven and earth to find out what happened to Kendrick Johnson once and for all. Or we're going to find out what happened to Tamala Horsford. We're going to find out. No, man, the football player, man. Hey, man, Monday Night Football, man. It's like black dudes, I be at workplaces. Man, them Cowboys, man. I told them that. You look at the scouting report. I said, why don't y'all? You don't even know how to do your taxes, man. You don't know. I let people, Jerry should do this and Jerry should do that. Now, if he moved those, he got to understand the strategy. Now, y'all so worried about basketball and football and crap. I haven't looked at one college football game all this time. I don't even look at football like that. I like it every now and then, but I say some Cowboys or Steelers, black folks get all animated. Yeah, man, the Steel Curtain, man. God bless Franco Harris, man. The miracle, man. Man. You can't even pay your phone bill. You can't pay your child support. You backed up on child support. You can't even take a proper crap. Your stomach's so messed up. Testing, stressed out, and all this stuff. You worry about some bread and circuses. And like I said, where is the hashtag we remember Rosewood? Where's the post? Where is the people? Where are the people that talk about what happened in Florida 100 years ago and it's still happening to black folks today? Football was created by a dude that's Illuminati, right? Walter Kemp, he's Skull and Bones. The guy who was the father of American football went to Yale, the home of Skull and Bones. So you already know they believe in sacrifices, right? You know that, right? Y'all do know that the game is rigged, right? Y'all know that, right? Y'all know. Like, I don't think a lot of people know that because why would you waste your time? Like, they said the game is 60 minutes, right? But it lasts about 4 hours. It lasts about 3 to 4 hours. And the thing about it is, you don't have to look at a game for 3 or 4 hours. You can just hit the highlights later online. Replay, stuff like that. Why you can spend that time really strategizing on coming up on a come up, of actually doing some work. Y'all want to compare sports to warfare? No, it's fool's play. It's a fool's errand. It's a fool's errand. So I mean, like, this is a distraction. I can't take us seriously. I can't, because everybody talking about reparations, FBA. We close to it. Now, Dick Gregory did say this. He told me this. He said, we're going to get reparations. But the thing about it is, how many white folks going to claim to be black? And let me tell you this too. Dick, very prophetic. And I'm glad that I had a chance to cross path with the mighty Dick Gregory. I took it for y'all. Y'all, he cursed me out. Now I was standing in for y'all because the same stuff y'all falling for, he told y'all it was a game, it was a trick, and playtime is over. And y'all haven't get the memo yet. But 2023 gonna be hell on a lot of people. It's gonna be a hell on us, man. Now they trying to say that what's his name? Damar Hamlin is the victim of Pokemon. He's a Pokemon victim. Pokemon. We gotta use codes now. Like back in the slavery days, because we are in the slavery days. The slavery days never were past. We're still in the slavery days. So he was a victim of Pokemon, of the Pokemon game. John Stockton said maybe over 1,000 athletes died because of the Pokemon game. Look up the article with John Stockton, who was a very critical of the Pokemon game and been consistent in his criticism of said Pokemon game. He said maybe 1,000 athletes. Look at all these bodybuilders dropping dead. Look at all this, what's going on? What's going on? What's going on? What's going on? I'm be silly, man, because it's silly. I can't take this seriously. Well, remember Rosewood? Nah, I don't even know Rosewood. Is that the movie? Is that the TV show with our old boy Morris Chestnut? Dr. Rosewood. Oh, that was my shit. Y'all, it's not the Rosewood. You see how they do that? Like, when you think about Rosewood, you're not even thinking about even the movie with Van Range that John Singleton directed. You're thinking about the Black Dr. Morris Shetner. Ricky! You think about Ricky! You've been programmed. You've been duped. You've been had, bamboozled. You've been hoodwinked. Your reality is a conspiracy. This football player, regardless if he live or die, what that dude said in Rocky the Russian, if he dies, he dies, right? If he dies, he dies. People dying every day. You got relatives dying every day. It's like even with young Dolph. He from Castalia, right? He got killed at the cookie shop. He was gonna get killed eventually because he's from Castalia. My people, we from there. We from Bunker Hill. It's near Castalia. Hamilton High School. Don't you know that old Army depot is next to down Kroger's cereal processing plant? That Kroger's cereal processing plant been there for years. That Army depot been closed down. That Army depot got all types of chemicals in the ground that been leaking for years, for decades. In that ground, you hardly see any stray animals in the area of that old Army depot. Right near Castalia, the island, of Castalia, right near there, young dog. There's a reason why a lot of his relatives got cancer and died. That's not a coincidence. His aunt I met last year in December, she's no longer here. She was like a torchbearer for young Dolph's legacy. She helped start a foundation where they was giving out stuff and doing things in the hood. But she died of cancer company. He was at that cancer clinic the week he died, to give honor to those old people, because he said, you helped, save my auntie life. You helped, you worked on my people. But there's a lot of folks. Both of my grandparents who lived in the area, they died of cancer. We had neighbors died of cancer, cousins died over in that area, man. This whole thing's contaminated. So you think about it next time you eat some cornflakes, where they making them cornflakes. Think about how good that catfish tastes. Why it tastes that good. Think about the secret recipe and ingredient. So I'm just trying to let y'all know. And like I said, I hope that brother recover. I really do. But, I got to play a sport. I got to sing and dance. I got to tell jokes for me to be loved. I got to be a joke to be loved. To be somebody. I'm somebody. I gotta, Chris Rock made it. He had a great stand-up routine he did. It was on HBO some years ago. He talked about, I live in a neighborhood with Mary J. Blige. I'm Chris Rock, and yet my next door neighbor is a dentist. White dude who's a dentist. Nobody knows his name. He's just a dentist. And then you got these this pasty white folk as your neighbor. Yeah, you gotta be like a super Negro, a magical Negro like Will Smith in Bag of Vans, where he can just walk around Georgia with nothing on his mind. I can just disappear and reappear and disappear and reappear. Presto chango. Nobody touch him. Nobody drag him down the street behind their truck. Will Smith is walking around, and black people like, Ahmaud Arbery couldn't walk around in Georgia. He couldn't jog in Georgia. Will Smith could walk around with a golf club. Ahmaud Arbery couldn't even jog and then stop and look at houses being built and just take it in the scenery. But Will Smith could walk around Georgia, oh my mind, oh that old land. And my screen is freezing. I'm about to get out of here, man. I think I thought about the guy. I'm not disappointing you people, right? Oh my God. Oh, Sister Luna, you are in. What's up? Yeah, that's all you can do, because you don't know how long you're gonna live. Gangsta Boo is Gangsta Boo died at 43, y'all. That's young. I don't care what nobody say. People 18, y'all this. Oh no, when you if you can make it to 43, you're gonna realize it's still young. Then you had Koopstanika and Lord Infamous die at 40. There's no natural deaths in show business, man. And then people talk about Gangsta Boo, she died on her mama porch or whatever. And she was an addict. We all addicts, man. We all got a dark side to us. We all got our vices. There's no such thing as a dignified death. I don't care. Y'all keep on thinking there's dignity in death. There's none, because, they take your body to the morgue or whatever. They take you to the, they cut you up and they, rip you open and get your organs out and all this crap. And then you go to the damn funeral home and You don't know what the people be doing on bodies, man. You know, yeah. You know, it was a dude in Memphis. It was a security guard at one of these hospitals in Memphis. They caught this man, you know, doing what they do with the dead lady. And she was a young black woman. She died. Tragic. I think she was in a coma for a while before she died. Ain't no telling what he was doing while she was in a comatose state. But they caught him in the room doing the boom, boom, boom with a boom, 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 and a boom, boom. So you don't know what they're doing to them bodies in the funeral home. You just hope they're doing right by your people. It's like if I get cremated, if I say I want to get cremated, I'm telling them, hey, somebody got to be in the room and make sure that that's my body out giving. I don't want to be organ harvested. I don't want my body to be in some damn college or university being picked apart like a 3-piece. I don't want that. You don't know what they doing, man. It's like, okay, I saw this documentary on Amazon Prime. I can't even remember the name of the documentary. Y'all should check it out. But it was this dude, he was organ harvesting, but he was using people's bodies without getting the consent of the loved ones or next of kin. So, you know, the people thought that their loved ones were actually buried with all their body parts, but they were missing body parts, right? Like one dude, World War II veteran, the dudes took the dude's legs and replaced it like what we call it PVC pipe. Replaced his legs with PVC pipe. So they had to zoom the guy's body. His son allowed the law authorities up in New York to zoom his father's body. Found out that his legs were both replaced with PVC pipe. Right, there's PVC pipe. I'm saying it right. Correct me if I'm not saying it right. And he never agreed to that, but yet they got his signature on documents saying, "Yeah, you know, we sell the organs and bone tissue and all that to so and so companies." Now, you know, this dude took people's body parts without the consent of the loved ones, and they were not properly scanned because a lot of people body parts were taken, they died from all type of illnesses that could affect or contaminate the organs. Like people had cancer, had hepatitis, things like that. So these things were not properly scanned because the guy was trying to make money, and the companies, these are publicly traded Wall Street companies. These big companies will buy these body parts and tissues from the guy. He thought his mind was, well, they're gonna sanitize it and make it right. But they trust his word. They gave him a lot of money. But the thing about it is that guy went to prison, right? The dude that was the ghoul that was taking people's body parts. And I gotta say something. Even though he was doing that, there was we call that signing people's signatures they didn't get the consent from. He had a moral compass at the end. He owned up to what he did. So the low level guy, the street level guy, he went to prison. He probably doing football numbers. He's probably still in prison. Some of his co-conspirators should be out. The guy who was actually trained in doing that type of work, I think he's out now. I think he only got like 10 years, and that was like over 10 years ago. But nobody from those big companies that's public traded on Wall Street was held responsible, because one of the persons who benefited from the organ tissue, she had surgery. She had like a real bad herniated disc. So they used some of the tissue they got from the guy to repair her body. And then she found out she got hepatitis from the tissue that was used. And he said, I know I didn't get it from nowhere else because I only been with one man, my husband. I don't know the relationship. But he said, I didn't, you know, she got hepatitis. And so I think some of the people sued the companies, but nobody was ever held criminally liable at that level. You know what I'm saying? The low-level guy went to prison. He was the fall guy, but the big corporations, they got away with it. They still operating today. They probably did some type of I think they did a settlement with some of the plaintiffs and stuff like that. You know, they don't talk about that. I'm sure they got a decent amount of money, but your health is your wealth. So, you know, like, okay, well, the Gangsta Boo, whatever. You look at think about, what's the guy named, the rapper from Pittsburgh. Is he from Pittsburgh? The white boy, Jewish rapper. Used to go with Ariana Grande. Mike Miller. Is it Mac Miller? Is it Mac Miller? Mike Miller? I mean, y'all. Mac Miller, the white dude that died of an overdose, they held his dealer accountable. Let's say they found out Gangsta Boo got some bad stuff from somebody. Should they go to prison? Big pharma people don't go to prison for stuff they might get, you know, cause people irreparable harm. Irreversible harm. They don't go to, nobody's held reliable on big pharma for what happened to people out here in these streets. We're nothing but lab rats and guinea pigs, man. That's what I'm saying. It's like Even the football thing, like I said, the guy who created football, the father of American football, he Illuminati. He's Skull and Bones. He's a member. He was Walter Camp. Look up Walter Camp. Illuminati, Skull and Bones. You know, Skull and Bones have their fair share of presidents, whether it be the Bushes or Clinton. William Howard Taft, President Booker T. Washington, last speaking engagement was at Yale University, home of Skull and Bones. He shook the hand of William Howard Taft, former president of the United States, Supreme Court Justice, Skull and Bones member. Next thing you know, Booker T. Washington is dead several weeks later on the questionable circumstances. It is what it is. Okay, Mac Miller, thank you. Yeah, she was. Sister Lola. Because I don't know if she wanted people to call her Lola because she couldn't really use Gangsta Boo, really. You know, she got an album coming out. She was the sacrifice, you know, who benefit from the sacrifice. That's in question. But, you know, just listen to these recent interviews she did. I mean, she doesn't fit her image. I mean, she got that Valley girl, white girl. Y'all know how y'all be code switching, Luna. Y'all be code switching. Y'all change y'all voice in different company. Very intelligent woman, very intellectual. I had no idea the Gangsta Boo was on that level like that. And it's unfortunate it takes her to die for people to see how brilliant she was. But the thing about the music industry is they love a good sacrifice. You look at Gangsta Boo, she is the blueprint because you look at the rappers that have benefited from a Gangsta Boo. You look at the Cardi B's, the Megan Thee Stallions, the Lottos, the Glorillaz, and so many others have benefited. And she's like that 3 6 Mafia album, the most known unknown, highly influential. But who's to say that, you know, it's about design because it's not about talent at the end of the day. It's not about talent at the end of the day. It's about something else. And you can't trust record sales because those been tainted too. They think about, look up payola. You know, you pay to play. You know, people play an album over and over again, the song over and over again, because they pay for the privilege of getting that song played. Or even the record sales, like how they ship out stuff to stores. It's all fake, man. It's all fake. And yet we give so much into the Grammys and the Oscars. This just make believe, man. It's not real. Yeah, Mac Miller. Yeah, the father of American football is Skull and Bones. Look up Walter Camp. Now, what else I want to get? But yeah, let's talk about the first football player to die. So much going on, y'all. Stay prayed up. Stay prayed up. But who is the God that you pray to? Who's your God? Who is your God? Is your God gold, oil, and drugs? Is that your God? Gold, oil, and drugs? Is that your God? Who's your God? I'm about to close out. I don't even know if I touched on everything I want to touch on. I think I touched on enough. But now they're calling, what's that? Damar Hamlin. I know a lady named Damar, and shout outs and prayers to her. So it's like his name be tripping me up a little bit. But I'm trying to find some information if I get out of here. I wanted to make sure I do a show. I wanted to do a show yesterday, but it was Mercury retrograde. It was classic Mercury retrograde for me. I mean, I was running late on a lot of things. I wasn't even late, but I was late because of the people I was dealing with. And he said, well, you wish me happy 4 on 50. I said, bad West Coast time, baby. So when people say I'm late, I'm not doing the Pacific time because I want to be out there in the LA in a little bit anyway. And the folks who know, I'm gonna be out in LA. Y'all gonna go in and out. Give me I like Fat Burger though. I got a better computer now, a little bit. It helped me out better. Yeah, Chuck Hughes. That's the guy who died in an NFL game over 50. It's got to be almost 52 years ago. It's gonna be 52 years ago this year. Chuck Hughes. And his widow was watching the game. That Damar Hamlin came the second player to die. He did die. He did die. No, they brought him back. And then I can understand the shock of that. You know, man, I'm a human being. That is shocking to see a person die like that. And he's like supposed to be healthy. I mean, he's 24, supposed to be in good physical shape and all this stuff. And he died. His heart stopped. And they brought him back on the field. So he was the second player to die in the football game, but they brought him back because even with Chuck Hughes, he didn't necessarily die in the football game. He died later on in the hospital. Later in the hospital that day, they tried to save him in the hospital. So he, you know, you see what I'm saying? Like, how did they? You choose the narrative? Because Chuck Hughes didn't actually die on the football field. He died in the hospital later that day in Detroit, at the Henry Ford Hospital, I believe, in Detroit, because his wife sued the hospital for misdiagnosis. Like, he actually had issues in preseason. They thought it was something to do with his spleen or some type of spleen infection or something like that, or something to that nature. And so they didn't catch it. So he ended up playing in the regular season and he died. So there's a lot to this stuff. I mean, man, this is not even like, we're not even 7 days into the new year. We're not even 6 days to the new year. All this stuff is going down, man. All this stuff is going down. I want to read something about Chuck Hughes. Read something about Chuck Hughes. About say he had a son that was little. He was a little baby, basically. His son's in his early 50s now, but he was a little baby when his father died. So he never really knew his father like that. That's unfortunate. News free Dixie for the 21st century. And we're gonna do the thing. You hear me, man? We doing the thing. We doing the thing. You for me, for real, for sure. Oh, for sure, we doing the thing. Trying to find a good picture of Chuck Hughes as I read some of this information and get my thoughts. But you know, you have people dying all types of sports. You know, soccer, boxing, baseball. Ray Chapman back in the 20s, I think, got hit in the head by a pitch. He died. He didn't die on the field, but he was dead. You might well say he was dead, man. Man, we're gone, man. Folks dying, dropping dead, man. Gotta live your life. Like Sister Luna said, gotta live life. It's always been dangerous to live. It's always been a dangerous thing. But have no fear. Have no fear. Have no fear. Read some things about Chuck Hughes, pay our respect. And I'm pulling for Damar Hamlin. Really am. Chuck Hughes. Both them guys are from Pennsylvania. Like Chuck Hughes was born in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, but he was raised in Texas. He went to college down in Texas. And Damar Hamlin is actually from the Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania area. He went to school. He went to college in Pittsburgh. You know, Chuck was a wide receiver, and Brother Hamlin is a cornerback. Going interested in like what happened to him. That I guess it ignited his unfortunate situation with him tackling a wide receiver. And I see people trying to blame the wide receiver for what happened. Now, football is it's like every time you tackle somebody, like you get in a car accident, you dealing with whiplash and other things. I don't think it was that, bro. I hope nobody don't think that the wide receiver that was playing opposite of our dear brother Hamlin was the cause of that. It's something, I mean, he might have, you know, you tackle awkwardly. You know what I'm saying? It's like, you know, your momentum, all this stuff, you know, physics, right? But just thinking about this stuff, man. We all blood sacrifices. That's why people don't understand. Like everybody, your life, we all being blood sacrificed. Like I told you about the stuff they do to our food and environmental racism and stuff like this. Not just in Newark, it's not just in Flint, not just in Jackson. It's all over the place. You look at Richmond, California. We had the Chevron refinery. Like you had generations of black kids of color getting asthma. And people say, "Oh, that's an hereditary." It's a hereditary because I live in a racist environment system. You know, you go down to Africa town, they live next to some stuff, and people got health issues based on where they live. And it's always in the so-called black neighborhoods. They want to put the most toxic stuff. They want to put the most toxic things, not just malt liquor and manganese and malt liquor. I'm talking about in the ground, in the air. You know, they just do horrible things to us, man. It's not that no, y'all talking about Tuskegee experiment. We are the Tuskegee experiment. Have y'all figured it out? Why are so many black people having heart attacks in their 20s, man? But anyway, let me see something. Yeah, we're going to talk about Chuck Hughes a little bit. But we're going to have to talk about Tulsa, Oklahoma. We're probably going to talk about that on the anniversary show, the 16th anniversary, the Sweet 16 of We All Be Radio, News, and TV. The Sweet 16. She was only 16. Only 16. Okay, we'll talk about that on the show. And we will love you could donate to the fundraiser. It's going to be a fundraising event. We have some surprises on Saturday. Tune out to tune in to get in where you fit in. It's going to be fun. It's going to be informative. It's going to be edutaining. And we're going to have some surprises because we're going to be celebrating the 16th anniversary of We All Be News Free Dixie for the 21st century. There's the We All Be radio show. Because We All Be is a little bit like a year older. The overall We All Be movement will be 17 years this year. But we're talking about the radio, the news TV format. The same thing they brought y'all to Dick Gregory's and Judge Joe Brown, Dr. French Cress Welsing, so many other people. Top-notch investigative journalism, as far as I'm concerned. As far as I'm concerned, it was top-notch, you know. So we're going to celebrate us because we all be in it to win it. And it's going to be hilarious and revealing at the same time. I can't believe I got enough. I'm about to get out here within the next 10 minutes. So thank y'all so much for your patience. Thank y'all, sister, for the donation, Sister Cypress, I believe. I'm going to check out your organization. I had to put you on here to talk about our sovereignty and talk about what is due. You know, Ed Norton just came out saying, not only was Edward Norton, was he the one recently that found out that his folks owned slaves? And now he's trying to say that his grandmama from many generations ago is Pocahontas. I think Elizabeth Warren has entered the chat. Elizabeth Warren, right, has entered the chat, you know, but he's saying now, it's funny because as soon as that information came out about his folks owning slaves back in the day, he said, oh yeah, my grandmother 12 times removed is Pocahontas or something like that. Oh, I can't make this up, man. And Jeremy Renner, what went on with that? What was that about? A freak accident doing snow plowing? First of all, why is he snow plowing? He's Jeremy Renner. What is that about? Nobody dies a natural death in show business. I told y'all. Let me tell y'all again. Nobody who dies normally. Nobody who dies a normal death. Nobody dies a normal death, but nobody especially dies a normal death in show business. And yet people still dying to get in. They're dying to be a star. Okay. Man, it's crazy out here. But man, y'all leave skip. Y'all leave Skip alone. Skip. We sick, boss. We sick, Skip. We sick, skip. Oh man, I can't take us serious. We are. Woo! What the hell? Okay, this is Chuck Hughes. That's Chuck Hughes. I thought I had Chuck Hughes. I don't have him. Do I have him? Yeah, I tell you, this Mercury retrograde is serious, man. That's Chuck Hughes right there. He look like he's 28. Go 28. Thank you so much, Tony. Tony. You're great. You're great, Tony. Thank you so much, man. We love you madly. But this is Chuck Hughes. Y'all hit me up. Yeah, I get a lot of people. But yeah, this Chuck, I just want to do a little thing about Chuck Hughes right quick. Why is he important? I'm gonna read about what happened to him. We know he was a very accomplished college football player, and also his death. He played professionally. Said Hughes was selected in the 4th round by the Philadelphia Eagles in the 1967 NFL AFL draft and played 3 seasons with the Eagles before he was traded to the Detroit Lions prior to the start of the 1970 season. Although listed as a wide receiver, he saw most action on special teams, being a backup at wide receiver. In his 5-year career, he caught 15 passes. So he was a backup, and he just, man, wow. Death don't play favorites, y'all. Hughes had suffered an injury in an August 1971 preseason game against the Buffalo Bills, which led, whoa, Wilbur, whoa. So I can't make this up, folks. Hughes had suffered an injury in an August 1971 preseason game against the Buffalo Bills. Now, who did Damar Hamlin, who does he play for or used to play for, whatever? Who he represent? The Buffalo Bills, right? Okay, that's weird, which led to him collapsing in the locker room. He was hospitalized, but doctors were unable to diagnose what was wrong, suspecting a spleen injury. Did they have x-rays back then? Okay. Wow, that's interesting. And when was x-rays event? Why couldn't they just do an x-ray to see what's wrong with the brother or with the white man, whatever? And he was released despite never fully recovering. Hughes, who would suffer from what he believed was acid reflux. Yeah, I know about that, buddy. I don't miss no eggnog. And other melodies for the remaining 2 months of his life, insisted on continuing to play, saying that the pain he was experiencing was not that bad. On October 24th, 1971, the Lions hosted the Chicago Bears at Tiger Stadium. Late in the 4th quarter, with Detroit trailing 28-23, the Lions were driving into Chicago territory, and Hughes, who entered the game as an injury replacement, caught a pass from quarterback Greg Landry for 32 yards and a first down at the Bears' 37-yard line. 3 plays later, Landry threw a pass that tight end Charlie Sanders dropped near the end zone. Hughes, a decoy on the play, began running back to the huddle with 1 minute and 2 seconds showing on the clock. Suddenly, he dropped to the turf, clutching his chest around the 20-yard line. It's almost eerily similar, right? Not really, because the guy, he got up and then he fell back down after the play. I'm talking Damar Hamlin. So kind of like, okay, even he made his play, or he didn't make the play this time. It was, whatever. And, okay. Hughes collapsed near Bears linebacker Dick Butkus, who saw him begin to convulse violently on the field. Butkus motioned to the sideline frantically to get Hughes assistance. Both teams, doctors and trainers, along with a physician who happened to be attending the game, ran to Hughes to try to save him. An ambulance was called for and arrived to take Hughes to Henry Ford Hospital, where he was pronounced dead at 5:34 p.m. that afternoon. He was 28 years old. The game was played to its conclusion in front of a now stunned silent crowd in Tiger Stadium, with the Bears lead holding. The Lions awaited word of Hughes's condition after the game, and the players were informed once word had broken that he was dead. So he didn't die on the field. So that's what I'm saying, like, it's confusing how they write these stories. Like, you even good Gangsta Boo, or I thought she was the first female lady member, whatever, of 3-6. Who's the first? Now they're saying, well, he collapsed on the field, he convulsed, but he didn't die on the field. Whereas, oh my God, who's writing these scripts? Whereas Damar Hamlin, he did die on the field. He actually died on the field and came back. So the dude Chuck didn't die on the field. He died at the hospital. He died at Henry Ford Hospital. I'm confused. Like, see what I'm saying? Like, you can't believe everything you read. Believe none of what you read and half of what you see. Because people say, well, people don't read enough. No, they lie to you in books too. Nobody call it a library. They lie. Lies are buried. That's where the lies are buried, in the library. It's all about interpretation, man. I'm trying to free y'all. Y'all don't want to know the truth. Y'all want to, y'all like me going through the drive-through. Y'all don't want to see how the food is really made. Y'all don't want to know if people scratching and sniffing and and crouching. You want to know all that. You don't want to know the secret sauce. Okay. I'm just saying, man. These are wrong. I mean, if you normal in 2023, you ain't normal. If you are normal in 2023, you are not normal and you cannot be trusted. Ain't nobody normal. Normal don't exist. Normal went out on lunch and never came back. You understand? Normal left March 2020. It never came back. Normal been missing like yay. Normal is missing like yay right now. Okay. A post-mortem examination revealed that Hughes was suffering from undiagnosed and advanced heart disease, arteriosclerosis, right? Sclerosis. Heart disease. One of his coronary arteries was 75% blocked. I mean, he's 28 though. Wow, it must be hereditary. And that he had a family history of heart disease. Interesting. Why they didn't catch that though? They had X-ray. Why the doctors? That's interesting. Okay. The direct cause of death was coronary thrombosis, which caused a massive myocardial infarction that cut off the blood flow to his heart. I guess a heart attack, right? Can you just say heart attack? Hughes was buried in San Antonio, Texas, and all 40 of his Lions teammates attended his funeral, including head coach Joe Smith. He was survived by his widow, Sharon Lee, and his son, who was 1 year and 11 months old at the time, said almost 2. Brandon Shane. A $10,000 trust fund was set up for his son by an insurance company. His widow filed a $21.5 million malpractice lawsuit against Henry Ford Hospital in 1972. What's this right here? 1972. For not diagnosing his condition after the Bills game. So you see, that's weird, man. Buffalo Bills involved in that too. The lawsuit was settled on October 3rd, 1974 for an undisclosed amount of money. Now, was OJ on the team back in? I'm just joking. I didn't do it, but if I did do it, I didn't do it though. But if I did do it, I would make a podcast about it. See? I'm just saying. Okay, let me stop that. Man, this stuff is crazy, man. You can't make this stuff up. So the Buffalo Bills was involved in the only on field, and he didn't die on the field. So why are we saying this? Why y'all trusting these people? They can't trust these news people. It's like when Dan Rather saw the Zapruder film, he lied about what he saw. He said that Kennedy had went a certain way, and that made his career. And next thing you know, you have Bobby D. Gregory with Gerardo Rivera on Gerardo's show Goodnight American, premiering the Zapruder film for the American public. And it showed his head went a different way. But yet y'all still trust Dan Rather, and yet Donald Trump is the one that can't be trusted. Walter Cronkite, member of Bohemian Grove, so-called most trusted man in America. Y'all trust him, but y'all can't trust Trump. Man, come on, man. Look at Bohemian Grove. That what made Alex Jones' career, and now he's paying for it. It's funny how that works, ain't it? He infiltrated Bohemian Grove back in the day, maybe like 20-something years ago. Alex Jones. I'm Alex Jones. Y'all be mad at Alex Jones for all the wrong reasons. But he paying the price now he got over 1 billion reasons why he may have wished he had a time machine to go back and do the stuff, probably with the other stuff more so than the Bohemian Grove. He exposed that. But man, I'm about to get out of here. I gotta go vacuum the floors and clean some toilets and stuff like that. I do what I do. I'm not too proud, man. So I'm not living high at the hog. Because you said, Brother Ron, man, you a celebrity. I said, I ain't no celebrity, dude. I'm out here gotta work. I can't afford no security game, no security team, nothing like that, man. I'm just like y'all. But I feel like I have a calling on my life to do the things I do. They don't make sense to me a lot of times, but sometimes when there's a will, there's a way. You understand? And there's such thing as some type of universal force out there. But who is your God? Is it gold? Is it oil? Is it drugs? Who's your God? So I'm about to wrap it up. I want to read Oh man, this is Mercury retrograde. I'm gonna tell you something. I'm learning now the value of this being patient with yourself and other people and things, and to learn how to let things go. It's some things I wish could have been better. I could have had better relationships with certain people. I could have did this show better, perhaps, but it is what it is. At least I did something. And for every action, there's a reaction. That's universal law, right? So let me. People calling me, man. You know, it's interesting too. They both were born in Pennsylvania. Chuck Hughes and Damar Hamlin, and they're both born in March. Uh, Chuck Hughes was born March the 2nd, 1943. I think y'all can hear me, right? Okay, y'all can hear me now. Now I don't know if I was saying that what's interesting about Chuck Hughes is that he was born March the 2nd of 1943. And then Damar Hamlin was born March 24th, I believe 1998. He's 24, he'll be 25 this year, I believe. And they both were born in Pennsylvania. So I mean, who writing these scripts, man? And I was saying that was OJ playing on the Bills when old boy had his unfortunate injury during the preseason. Chuck Hughes, was OJ on the team then? You know, like was there? Well, if I didn't do it, but if I did do it, this is how I do it. This is how I do it on podcast. I'm just saying I didn't do it, but if I did do it, you know, OJ was on my podcast. I wish he came on my podcast. I would have been counted to OJ. I never thought he did it, but that's just me though. Maybe I'm just a fool. But yeah, Damar Hamlin, born March 24th, 1998. Yep. That is interesting, man. Like, you know, all these is this coincidence? And like I said, it's GoFundMe. That's incredible. It took him to lose his life. He actually lose his life and got resurrected, man. I don't be surprised if somebody make a religion around Damar Hamlin, because people can make a religion around anything. I mean, it's all people have. We are wired for a need to believe. We have been wired for a for a need to believe. That's just human nature. That's why religion is such a powerful tool. You know, because we are wired for a need to believe, right? But I don't got board props. I'm gonna close this out. Y'all. Thank y'all for y'all patience. And we love you madly. Got a good looking kid, you know, got his life ahead, and hopefully he'll come out, he'll bounce out from this, man. I wish him the best. Like I said, my critique is not of him. He's like a good man, he's a good guy. I have no problem with this brother. I'm just saying that I think it's just hypocritical for people that they really care about him when they don't care about other people that look like him. They only care about him because he's an athlete, a professional athlete in America's favorite pastime. It's not baseball. It's this. It's football, foosball. It's the Illuminati ball. Football is real Illuminati ball. The father of American football is Walter Camp, and he was Illuminati, skull and bones. Ron, you're crazy. No, you crazy if you don't want to know who invented your sport. When you look at people in power, like I'll tell people, like when a president dies, like when our presidents die, look at when the funerals had on TV, look at the people in the room. You know who Obama is, right? You know the Clintons, you know the people, but who are the people standing next to the people that we know? The people who are standing next to the people that we don't know are the most powerful people in the room. They the real power. They the king makers. They the power behind the throne. Even the queen makers. So think about that. You know, the real power versus what we think is the power. Because we've been duped and manipulated by the media. Like I just said, Chuck Hughes didn't actually die on the field. He died in the hospital, but they keep on saying, well, he died on the field. And he's the first. There have never been a football player. Oh, my bad. Damar Hamlin actually died and came back. That happened in 2023. That didn't happen back in 1971. I'm just reading for understanding. I'm just, what I read, it said he died in the hospital. He didn't die on the field. But Damar Hamlin actually died on the field. Oh, man. But I want to read what the widow of Chuck Hughes had to say. And really, it sounded like Chuck Hughes was a dead man walking for months, though. Because Henry Ford Hospital didn't diagnose him properly. So, I mean, he was a dead man walking. He was walking. A dead man walking, it sounded like. But as our brother Damar Hamlin, prayers up for that brother. And my screen, I tell you, this Mercury retrograde is real, but I think God got the right computer for this adversity. You understand? So I want to read what the woman, the widow of Chuck Hughes, had to say. And we're going to get out of here, man. I thank y'all for being patient. I don't know I could have did it. I want to do it tonight. I wanted to do it last night, this show. But I try to do it tonight. I don't know what type of stuff waiting for me out there, man. I really don't. I'm not trying to be pessimistic. I'm just saying, like, I got to go work, punch this clock in, trying to make these ends meet. But please feel free to donate to We All Be, because we love you madly. Our 16th anniversary is coming up this weekend. We're going to have a good old time here on We All Be. Going to be a classic show. Y'all don't even know what I got waiting for y'all. And I thank y'all, the fans and the people that really rock with me, who's been encouraging me to keep on soldiering on. We love you madly. Interesting. Yeah, Chuck Hughes, wore 85, it looked like. Let me see. One NF player has died on the field. He didn't die on the field. He died in the hospital. That's interesting. Wow, I'm going to talk about this. I know I'm weird. His widow watched Damar Hamlin's collapse in horror. So Elizabeth Chuck, Tuesday, January 3rd, 2023. About a 3-minute read. Sharon Hughes stayed awake as late as she could Monday night, forcing her eyes open. The widow of the only NFL player to die on the field during the game. He didn't die on the field during the game. He died in the hospital. She needed to know. I guess they're gonna correct that on Wikipedia. I need a screenshot. Y'all screenshot that on Wikipedia. Sharon Hughes, I'm being for real. I'm laughing. I'm not trying to be cynical, but I am. Nah, screenshot that. Sharon Hughes stayed awake as late as she could Monday night, forcing her eyes open. The widow of the only NFL player to die on the field during the game. She needed to know that the history was not repeating itself. She needed to hear that Damar Hamlin was still alive. Hamlin, 24, a safety with the Buffalo Bills, was in critical condition after he went into cardiac arrest during Monday night's game against the Cincinnati Bengals. His medical episode stunned fans in the stadium and those watching on television, including Hughes, who saw Hamlin stand up after having taken a hit to the chest, walk a couple of shaky steps, and then collapse on his back. Okay. I was very emotional, Hughes, 77, said Tuesday from her Texas home. Hughes said she felt an immediate bond with Hamlin's family watching the events unfold Monday. Hamlin's mother was at the game and reportedly rode in the ambulance with him to the hospital in Cincinnati, which Hughes did 5 decades ago when her husband, Chuck Hughes, was whisked off a field in Detroit. Can you imagine how his mother felt? Hughes asked in an interview. It's a horrifying feeling. And well, I just felt so sorry for the whole family last night. On October 24th, 1971, Chuck Hughes, 28, a wide receiver for the Detroit Lions, took the place of an injured teammate in the fourth quarter of a game against the Chicago Bears. With the Lions down at 28-23, Hughes caught a 32-yard pass, his first catch that season, and was tackled. Several plays later, with 62 seconds left in the game, he fell face down to the ground, clutching his chest. He had suffered a fatal heart attack. Frantic attempts to revive him, including medical personnel pounding on his chest, were unsuccessful. People in the stadium watched in shocked silence as a stretcher wheeled him away. I knew something horrible had happened because when they were rolling Chuck off the field, one of his arms fell down and his hand was flopping around back and forth. And I thought to myself, holy Christ, I think he's dead. Bears defensive end Ed Bradovich told the Detroit Free Press in 2021. As life-saving measures continued at the hospital, the game resumed before a numb crowd. So he resumed. I mean, it was almost over. But it was over for him, but it was almost over for the game. An undiagnosed condition, An autopsy revealed that Hughes had undiagnosed heart disease and that a blood clot in a clogged artery had dislodged, possibly from a hit he took during the game. You know, we saw the hit that our friend, brother Damar Hamlin took. Then got hit in the chest by the helmet. The autopsy also showed that it was most likely his second heart attack. The first seemed to have gone unnoticed. The first probably happened that August during a preseason game against the Bills. He had been hospitalized 7 weeks before what doctors told the family appeared to be a spleen, lung, or kidney injury, according to Yahoo Sports. He left behind his wife, Sharon, and his son, Brandon Shane Hughes, who was just under 2 years old. On Tuesday, Brandon Hughes, now 53, said that he hoped Hamlin makes a full recovery and that if Hamlin's family needed one, they have a support system here. I would be more than happy to speak with them, he said. We certainly understand what they're going through. He also said he hoped NFL players were receiving proper medical screening for the type of heart issues that were not detectable in his father's time. What happened to my father in 1971 is the Stone Ages as far as medicine goes compared to today, he said. Are these young men getting the medical care and screenings that they should? Chuck Hughes had loved football since he was little, Sharon Hughes said, and she always supported him in his passion. She said she felt genetics played a bigger part in her husband's death than his chosen sport. You can't blame football, she said, adding, I never did. Little information about Hamlin's medical condition was released after he collapsed Monday night. Sharon Hughes said that she was following the news, but for now, she focused on just one thing. He's alive, she said. Thank goodness. Okay. So, you read that she felt that he was already, or the guy, one of the players felt that he was already dead. But you look at another article, they say he died in the hospital around 5:34 p.m. That time, Detroit time. I mean, he was dead man walking. I mean, whatever. It's semantics, tomato, Roosevelt, right? But the point is, we know that this dude actually died on the field and they brought him back. We also know that the boy wasn't declared, Chuck Hughes was not declared dead until the hospital later on that day. I don't know. This should be a Black History moment, a Black History Month question later on. Because he was the first actual player to die on the field. And we saw it on Monday Night Football. So, I think that's it. I want to check out what y'all got to say. Yeah, it's a practice. They call it a practice for a reason. They call it practice. When they practice on us, man, we nothing but lab rats and guinea pigs. Y'all know who the father of gynecology is. J. Marion Sims. He was practicing on them black women, destroying their wombs and doing things make Joseph Mengele blush, a Nazi. J. Marion Sims, to me, is like the father of the Nazis. You look about what he did to black women and children when he was doing his practice on them. Yeah, so I mean, man, if you look at Atlanta, right? You know, I keep on talking about Dr. Timothy Cunningham, and it's like he never existed, right? You know, Timothy Cunningham was the doctor, the epidemiologist down at the Centers for Disease Control, who disappeared after he didn't get that raise. They found him floating in that river in Atlanta, and then the CDC made a joke to my, we didn't kill him because he didn't have a high enough security clearance. I said they made a joke like that. It's a very insensitive joke. You talking about some insensitivity? Y'all should be dragging the CDC like I dragged Skip Bayless. And they said, "Oh, we didn't kill him because he didn't have a high enough security clearance." But you know, like the police down there and the family said that he was up for a big raise he never got. But the CDC said he did get the raise. But I'm gonna side with the police and the family on this one. He didn't get the raise. Next thing you know, his parents from Maryland drove down to Georgia to Atlanta to find out what happened to him. He left all his personal items at home. I think his wallet, and he was gone. He left his dog by himself. He loved that dog. You know, dog. Knew something happened to his owner. They found his body floating in the river, maybe like a month later. But he talked about how they was experimenting on black people. And you got to think of, I don't want to get too deep, but I'm just saying we just a Tuskegee experiment. We don't even know it. You know, Tuskegee experiment, don't even know we're a Tuskegee experiment. I don't think y'all. I'm gonna get on out of here. I think I'm freezing up a little bit. Okay, let me just close this out. Thank y'all for y'all patience. Like the words from Brother Herb, please spread the word. We all be in it. As We All Be TV. We All Be TV. Thank y'all so much. Thank Lisa Cypress for your donation. Thank you, Sister Lisa. Man, woo, I'm freezing up bad, man. I mean, let me get on out of here. I gotta close some of these windows. Thank you, Sister Luna, Brother John, for moderating, for your support. Thank you all in the chat for chatting it up. I think I'm still working, right? Okay, this screen is crazy right now. I don't know. I'm having like all type of little traffic and things. Okay, I'm gonna close this out. Thank y'all so much. If you like the words of Brother Herb, please feel free to support. Cash App, $ R2C2H2. You can Google Pay, PayPal, and Zelle your support R2C2H2 at gmail.com. That's R2C2H2 at gmail.com. And Vimo at R2C2H2 at R2C2H2 for Vimo. Apple Cash 901-299-4355. That's 901-299-4355. That's Apple Cash. Also join our Patreon at patreon.com/weallbe. Patreon.com/weallbe. And I'm gonna try to read this disclaimer, but I appreciate y'all patience. And I'm definitely looking forward to catching you all on Saturday. What a day. Let me see something. Everything gonna be all right. All right. All right, everything gonna be all right. All right. So I'm gonna read the disclaimer right quick. The views expressed by host and guests on the We All Be TV platform are not the official views, opinions, beliefs, or perspectives of We All Be News or the We All Be Group Incorporated, We All Be News is an organization that thoroughly believes in supplementing the information narrative that is usually supplied by the corporate news entities with those viewpoints and expressions which may be marginalized or ignored for a plethora of reasons. We are about informing the general public on alternative perspectives, as it relates to news and information, and letting the general public be the ultimate judge in deciding on how to use said information. Informed citizens are responsible citizens. Thank you for your support. Also, you can buy Artemis Art, R2C2H2.com. Wear Artemis gear. Below is the Teespring page. It's acting funny style. Below the description box, to go to our shelf, our official Teespring page. Click on this stuff, and it'll do like an arrow 404 error. I got a call about that because that's some Mercury retrograde stuff going on right there. But if you're really interested in getting the t-shirt, holler at your boy. Got my phone number, my email, all that stuff. So get at me. I can send you a link. I don't want to play with the winking link right now because I'm trying to get out. I gotta go to work. But thank you all so much for your patience, for your love, for your care, for your consideration, for your input in the chat room, for the moderators, for the donators, past, present, and future. We love you madly, in the words of Duke Ellington, and y'all keep on producing and pushing. I'm gonna check y'all out in the comment section. I'm looking at the live chat. Thank y'all so much. This is wonderful. Thank you, sister. Thank you, Sister Duckworth, Brother John. Thanks, shout out. Okay. Thank you so much for that. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. That's right. Peace. Thank you. Thank you. I can't support no holiday champion right now. I gotta be on the work, but I'm just looking up. Oh, this is okay. I'm gonna just put this up. I'm gonna check it out. Movies are predictive programming, right? Y'all know about Operation Mockingbird. Yeah, they do a lot of money. So they like, you look at the artificial intelligence, they got us prepared by showing the Terminator movies, another Arnold Schwarzenegger movie, Terminator films, right? They got us prepared. The future is now. So stay woke. But a lot of us are so woke, we asleep. We sleepwalking. Some of us are so woke, we sleepwalking. So thank y'all so much. Love you madly. Y'all keep on producing and pushing. And thank you for that donation. I'm glad. I hope it held up. Thank you for the support. Because we need a new Renaissance now. So God bless you all. One love, man.